Think about the last time someone really got under your skin. Maybe it was something small, or maybe it was bigger. Someone you care about said something that cut deep. What happened inside you? Did your chest tighten? Did your face get hot? Did your mind instantly start building a comeback, a way to fire back and prove them wrong? That's what almost all of us do, react. And in the moment, it feels justified. It feels like strength. But here's the truth. Reacting is the easiest thing in the world. Anybody can do it. What's hard, what's rare, is not reacting. Holding your ground, staying calm when everything inside you wants to explode. Because that's real power. Here's the twist. The ability to not react, to stay in control of yourself, is one of the greatest superpowers you can develop. And that's exactly what Stoicism, the ancient philosophy practiced by warriors, emperors, and thinkers, was built for. So if you've ever felt like your emotions are running the show, or that people can push your buttons too easily, stick around. Because by the end of this video, you'll see why the power of not reacting might just change your entire life. The trap of reaction. We live in a world that almost demands instant reactions. Social media thrives on it. Someone posts, you comment. Someone disagrees, you fire back. But here's the problem. When you always react, you're not in control. You're being controlled by anger, by fear, by ego. Now ask yourself, how many times have you regretted a reaction more than the actual situation? That text you shouldn't have sent. That argument you escalated. That silence you could have chosen but didn't. The reaction often hurts more than the trigger. And here's the thing, you can actually train yourself not to bite the bait. That's where Stoicism comes in. What Stoicism really teaches. People hear Stoicism and think it means being cold, emotionless, a stone statue. Wrong. Stoicism is about power over yourself. It's about feeling emotions without letting them dictate your next move. The Stoics believe this. You can't control what happens outside of you, but you can control how you respond. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That single idea is life-changing if you take it seriously. Because if you don't react, people lose their power over you. Imagine that for a second. Power in silence. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you. Maybe they were hoping to see you blow up, get defensive, lose composure. Now imagine you didn't give them what they wanted. You didn't flinch. You didn't respond. That silence, that calm, that's power. It flips the script. Instead of you looking weak for losing control, they look weak for even trying. Here's the deeper layer. Silence isn't just about looking strong to others. It's about building strength inside yourself. Every time you resist the urge to react, you're training your mind to put reason above impulse. You're proving to yourself, I run me, nothing else does. And once you taste that kind of control, it's addictive. You start wondering, how far can I take this? Emotions aren't enemies, they're signals. Stoicism doesn't mean you shut off emotions. Emotions are natural, they're alarms, signals. Anger says, a boundary is crossed. Fear says, be cautious. Sadness says, something mattered. The key is to use those signals instead of being used by them. When anger rises, instead of reacting, you ask, why am I triggered? Is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. The insult doesn't change who you are. The traffic jam doesn't alter your destiny. So why give away your energy? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people aren't living. They're just reacting. You can choose differently. Why people react and why you don't have to. Most people react because their ego is fragile. They think, if I don't respond, I look weak. But that's backwards. Strength isn't about being loud, it's about being unshakable. When you master not reacting, you stop being predictable. People can't manipulate you. They can't drag you into drama. They can't use your emotions as their weapon. It's like being a mountain in a storm. The wind howls, the rain hits, but the mountain stays. The storm exhausts itself, but the mountain remains untouched. The question is, Do you want to be the storm, always raging, or the mountain, steady and immovable? The hidden cost of reacting. Here's something we don't think about. Every reaction costs energy. You only get so much mental strength each day. Waste it on petty arguments, pointless anger, or online debates, and you have nothing left for what actually matters: your goals, your growth, your peace. Think of your mind like a battery. Stoicism is the discipline of saving that charge for what's worth it. Every time you don't react, you're conserving energy that you can invest in building the life you actually want. And let's be real, how much stronger, calmer, and more focused could you be if you stopped bleeding energy into things that don't matter? Training the mind like a muscle. Here's what people forget. Control is a skill. You don't just decide to never react again and suddenly you're calm forever. No. It's like lifting weights. You build it one rep at a time. Every time you catch yourself before snapping back, that's a rep. Every time you choose to walk away instead of argue, that's another rep. Slowly, your self-control grows stronger, and situations that once shook you now barely register. And here's the best part. While everyone else is losing their heads, you'll be the one who stays sharp and clear. That's power most people will never touch. Choosing response over reaction. There's a big difference between reaction and response. Reaction is instant, raw emotion. Response is chosen, filtered through reason. A Stoic doesn't suppress feelings, they refine them into wise action. So next time you're triggered, don't think, "I have to stay silent." Instead think, what's the best response that serves me and the situation? Sometimes that is silence. Other times it's calm words. Sometimes it's just walking away. The point is, you choose, not your anger, not your fear, you. And the moment you realize you have that choice, that's the moment life stops pushing you around. Real strength is self-mastery. Let's be blunt. Anybody can throw a punch, yell, slam doors, or fire off a nasty comment. That doesn't take strength. That's weakness pretending to be strength. Real strength is being provoked and staying calm. Real strength is being insulted and not needing to insult back. Real strength is being tested by life and refusing to break. The Stoics weren't perfect, but they aimed at this, to be unshakable in a world that shakes everyone. And if you think about it, what could you accomplish if your emotions no longer ruled you? Living above the noise. Here's where this all leads. When you stop reacting, you start living above the noise. People's drama doesn't touch you. The world's chaos doesn't control you. You walk through life steady, centered, grounded. And people notice. They respect it. They lean on you because you're not swayed by every storm. You become the person who doesn't just survive chaos, you thrive in it. And that's when you realize not reacting isn't about being passive, it's about being untouchable. Final push, the challenge. So let's bring this home. The next time you feel that spark of anger, that rush of frustration, remember you don't owe anyone a reaction. You owe yourself peace. Practice the pause. Zoom out. Save your energy. Choose your response. Train your mind like it's your most important muscle, because it is. One day, you'll look back and realize the power wasn't in winning arguments or clapping back louder. The power was in mastering yourself. And that's the real secret of Stoicism. Once you master your emotions, you master your life.